NutterButter TikTok account has been going off the hinges by posting cryptic messages, weird imagery, and things that make people wonder, is the person hosting this account okay? And while it surged in popularity because of this weird imagery, there's actually a story behind it all that's nuttier than you think. In fact, it's a story about Aiden and his battle against the urge to turn into the NutterButter Man. Stick with me because this ride is actually quite a long one. Now then, who exactly is the NutterButter Man? The NutterButter Man happens to be Nabisco's old mascot that used to appear in 1970s commercials. Now then, most of the time he was pictured giving this kid tongue twisters, riddles, and also Nabisco cookies whenever they met. While it's hard to believe, the NutterButter Man is actually made of nutter butter. That makes up his body, while he's just a man with appendages on the outside. Now luckily, by today's standards, giving cookies to little kids at a park would end you up with Diddy and Drake right now. But what does the NutterButter Man have to do with the TikToks we've been seeing him in recently? Well, in order to figure that out, we'd have to go all the way back to what I believe is the start of the series. Now then, the beginning of the series starts out on Christmas Day, where we see Aiden is delivered a gift. Now then, inside of this gift happens to be one singular nutter butter, surrounded by peanut butter. And if you ask me, that's kind of a cheap gift. And like any sane person who receives a singular nutter butter in a box, he eats it. And then prior to that post, there was another one that said, "This post was brought to you by Aiden." Below is a picture of the NutterButter Man with a message that reads, "Like and follow if you believe in an alternate dimension where peanut butter replaces water." And the timeline following that post all the way to the Christmas post is a whole bunch of introduction to the NutterButter Man. And I firmly believe that after eating this nutter butter, Aiden has somehow crossed over into a different dimension. And things don't end there because the NutterButter Man has fully taken over this page. Now, what about Aiden? Well, right after that Christmas video, we see that Aiden is starting to descend into madness, now being the NutterButter Man. We also get glimpses of him trying to keep his sanity with a weird notebook with the picture of the NutterButter Man, but also notes down below. He says, "This was in my notebook. Something nutty is going to happen soon. But if you had to find it yourself," it's then we're given a secret message, which is a Shift 1 cipher. After deciphering it, we get this. It's Brian's year. Weird. I thought this whole story was about Aiden. Well, it still is. It just happens that they had a collaboration with Brian from the English teacher show found on Hulu. But let me tell you, Brian is still important to this series as well. But this will be important later as we see Aiden descend even further into madness. It's gotten to the point where he needs an emergency kit of nutter butter, but even that too fails. And that's when it seems that he's fully gone. Because we actually don't see him for a while until recently. We even get messages from Aiden himself that he's putting out and probably doesn't even realize it. Like this one that says, "You've been visited by the NutterButter Man," while it also says that if you do not share this video, Aiden will not be able to return. But all hope isn't lost. That's when one of Aiden's friends takes the task to go inside of the NutterButter realm. Aiden's friend, who we will just refer to as Ned, enters into the NutterButter world Disney Channel style. After that, we get a glimpse as to what is happening with the NutterButter Man, or I should say Aiden. The NutterButter Man runs around with a doll that says Aiden with a Nabisco cookie on his face. And in the background, you can hear a woman call Aiden to him. Aiden! Almost like someone's trying to wake him up or call out to him from a dream. But it doesn't work. It's only after that that we see Ned battle the NutterButter Man. But personally, I don't think his efforts worked, as we see Aiden, a cloud, and a Nabisco cookie run away from the NutterButter Man. It's almost like Aiden is haunted by this, but who is the cloud? Currently, it's hinted that the cloud's name is Nadia, and that this may just be the person who gifted Aiden the cookie in the first place, trapping him here to be haunted by the NutterButter Man. Well, what is the story of Aiden? Why is he here? Why is he being haunted by the NutterButter Man? Why does he go mad? Well, remember Brian? Well, in one of the videos, you actually play a kind of game where you're told to find Aiden. But instead of finding Aiden, you find Aiden's son, Brian, who you then choose to destroy. This is where I'll say I believe that Aiden is actually this young boy right here. And this boy grew up to have a son named Brian. And in his descent of crazydom, he turns into the Nabisco Man, where he destroys his son, his friends, and his connection to the real world. And all of this over the peanut butter nutty butter flavor of the Nabisco cookie. But is that a coincidence? I think not. And don't forget to check out all the other videos on the channel. On the left, you'll find a theory on the Crush House and the conspiracy behind it. On the right, you'll find a fun Let's Play. So, I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye!